Hey everyone, how y'all doing? So today I thought we'd revisit the Civivi Cogent. This has been out for a while. If I remember correctly, came out early 2022, and I bought it when it got released because I liked the black and the purple. I thought this knife just looked cool, and it is. It's a cool knife. Couple reasons I wanted to look at it again is I haven't carried it in quite a while, and because they had an issue which I'll get into. But another reason is Civivi's continuously coming out with new models, and it seems like after a while a knife falls out of favor. People forget about it. It's not the newest, greatest thing being, out there right now. But this is an awesome knife. The other reason I haven't carried it for a while, it did have an issue. And it had an issue from day one, and it was, it had lock rock. There was a lot of play. Now, this is a flipper with a button lock, and when it was open, you could move it up and down, and it actually got a little bit worse, so I quit carrying it. I put it in my drawer, and I haven't touched it. Well, today, this morning, I decided I'm going to try to fix that blade play. Now, a while back, I saw on Neeves Knives, Jerad took a Cogent, I believe it was a Cogent, and he fixed it. Now, I'm not going to take this thing apart again, but it worked. I'll try to explain what I did. So, I disassembled it, I took this side off, and comes apart. Basically a standard knife. You got this button, and there's a spring, like a spring on a clicker pen. There's a spring in there that pushes the lock this way, right? And it engages the lock, the thicker part of it. I took it apart, took that spring, and I stretched it a little bit. And then I put it back together, which was kind of a pain in the butt. With the spring, the button, getting the pivot back in, it was a little bit of a hassle. So I'm not just going to tear it apart and show you. But you can go Neeves Knives, watch his video. It's probably, I don't know, probably close to a year old now. He does a great job of explaining how to do it. But yeah, so I did that, and it virtually took all the play out, all the lock rock. There's a little bit, actually the harder I flip it, the seat's a little better. And I cleaned everything up. I cleaned the bearings and the button lock, all the parts. Lubricated them with KPL, and yeah, it's just so much better. So this is my carry today. It's a pretty awesome knife. But yeah, I guess if you missed out on this or you never got one, and I mean it's a cool looking knife. Go over the specs real fast, couple size comparisons, and yeah, take a closer look over on the side camera. But it's not a real small knife. It's not huge. Overall length, you got 7.88 inches. You got a 3.47 inch blade, so just under 3.5. You got 3.3 inch cutting edge. The blade width up and down this dimension is 1.04 inches. Blade stock is 0.11, so it's on the thinner side of things. It is, the steel is 14C28N on this one. Good EDC steel. I have plenty of knives in 14C28N. That steel works great for me. Civivi does a good job with it. They call it a clip point. I guess it's a straight clip. It doesn't trail up, but pretty much straight down. Pretty nice pointy blade on this thing. It is a flat grind, and this one is actually pretty thin behind the edge compared to some of the knives I've been using. This thing is a pretty good slicer. Rides on bearings with that button lock. Got a small flipper tab that it just rockets out. I don't think I've ever failed opening this. Handle, I got the purple G10. I think it's cool. I like that shade. Handle length, 4.14, which fits my hand pretty good. I mean, it's just long enough. I get all 4 fingers on there. Any shorter, my pinky would be falling off the end. It's pretty thin, you know. It's 0.92 inches, so it's less than an inch thick, but it's half an inch wide this way, thick. It's only 0.92 this way, so it's not bad. Fits my hand pretty good. Like I said, I did carry it when I first got it, but that lock rock just bothered me, and I can just feel it the ever slightest little bit. So not bad. A lot better than it was. It has like the standard, the older Civivi pocket clip, kind of long, recessed flathead screws. They're flush. The pocket clip sits on top of the scale. I've never had a problem taking this in and out of my pocket. And it is reversible. For left-handed, it's tip up. Doesn't weigh, it's not lightweight, but it's not overly heavy, like 3.7 ounces, so average weight. But yeah, awesome knife. Let's take a little quicker look here. So it has this black stonewash finish, light stonewash. It looks pretty good, and really I used it a little bit today, but when I was carrying I used it quite a bit. And even I'll show you on my Elementum, Civivi's black stonewash, it holds up pretty good. I mean, I don't have any real heavy marks in anything. Here's the button lock. Just drops shut. It's going to be hard to see in here how the button works. It just didn't have enough pressure from that spring to push it all the way this way to lock it, but yeah, right now it's pretty solid. Stainless steel liners, they're milled out, heavily milled out. The G10 is done nice. I do like this little design they milled in. The 3 speed holes here, I could live without those, but it kind of adds to it. I don't mind those holes. Jimping, it's got good, pretty decent jimping on the blade, and it's a longer strip of it. So my fat thumb actually gets a lot of it. Got a little jimping back here on the liners, which are pretty flush with the scales, but it adds grip. And you got a little jimping back here on the liners, which kind of helps. Plus, on the chamfer, it's machined, so you get a little grip there also. There's that pocket clip. You can see the screws are flush. The clip sits on top of the scale. That's okay. Like I said, I never had a problem. You have a couple barrel spacers, and right here is a small one. That's a little lanyard post. You can put a lanyard on it right there, so that's cool if you like lanyards. But yeah, I think this is a pretty cool knife. I'm glad I finally got the ambition to try to get some of that blade play out of. But yeah, if you don't know, what size this is, got a few knives out, do a little a couple size comparisons. Put up against the Benchmade 940. They're not too far off. 940 is a little bit longer, definitely thicker behind the edge, a heck of a lot more expensive. I didn't say what this runs. I checked on Blade HQ, it's $69.50. I think that's probably what I paid for it. I'm not 100% sure. Put it up against the Benchmade Bug Out. Bug Out's just a little bit smaller. Obviously, it's quite a bit lighter. How about a couple of Civivis? How about another favorite of mine? The Riffle. Overall, they're pretty close. This has got a taller flat grind. This is nice, a nice slicer. Another one I like a lot. How about the Brazen? The Brazen's a little bit longer overall. This is a Tanto one. This has the Burgundy G10. Feeling them. They're about this. Well, I think there's a little more texture on the Cogent, and these grooves actually add to the grip. It helps. So this is a pretty grippy knife. But here's another awesome knife. And put it up against the standard Elementum. This isn't the standard one. This is the S35V1, but it has the same blade finish. And yeah, the Elementum's quite a bit smaller. How about the Buttonlock, the original Buttonlock Elementum? They are coming out with a standard size Buttonlock flipper. I'm probably going to grab one. Yeah, the Elementum's actually a little longer overall. This is I like this one. And yeah, you gotta flip it out. It doesn't have a flipper tab, but people didn't like it. I like it. I got the Damascus with the blue shredded carbon fiber scales. This is the size the Elementum should be. So, that said, they're making a Buttonlock flipper, the standard size. They'll probably, another 6 months or a year, they'll come out with a larger one. We all hope. But yeah, Civivi Cogent. I'm going to definitely use this more often. Super nice blade. It is slicey. It's thin behind the edge. Pretty thin blade stock. It's got a pretty dainty tip on it. But 14C28N. I like that steel. Works pretty good. I would like, tell you the truth, I would like to find, maybe I'll just swap it with one, a little shorter clip and a Brazen has their newer model. Looks like they could switch. It's a little bit shorter in length. I'd like that, I think, a little better. But yeah, just a quick revisit of the Civivi Cogent. If you don't have one, I'd recommend it. It's a great knife. If you have blade play up and down, you can fix it by stretching that spring or send it back. I was gonna send this back and then time got away from me. But yeah, guess I'll do it for this. Do the usual, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And until next video, bye.